Now, there's a difference between spiritual authority and the regular 3D physical authority. Okay? So we're not talking about, bank managers, CEOs, supervisors, and stuff like that. It's a different kind of authority. Okay? Which means that you have got some power, spiritual power. Even some of you are not even aware of it. You have got a special type of command where you might experience things going on around you, and you could notice that you have got specific insight. What is this thing? Into certain things, okay? You may be a person who can talk about something and it happens. You may be a person who can think about something, you will see it. You could be a person who can, there is some kind of authority that has been given to you, spiritual authority that has been assigned to you. It will take a while before it makes some sense. As you may go through life not really knowing who you are, you're just pretty much going about your daily routine like everybody else until you come to that sense of awareness. Now, the people who are chosen have got spiritual authority and divine protection. You see, with great power comes great responsibility. As you guys know, even on this 3D, a lot of people who are in big positions, the managers, they are given the power to manage an entire business, to run the whole company, make some decisions and stuff like that. It's the same thing with spiritual authority, okay? Although this is not something you can see, it is not something that is visible to you. But when you're talking about the chosen one, those are individuals with a specific type of authority, spiritual authority and divine protection. And there's 8 signs to prove you're the kind of person I'm talking about. Number 1, for some strange reason, people tend to be irritated around you. There's nothing you've done. You're just out there doing your own thing. You're minding your business. You're not in anybody's business. You're trying to get things done, go about your regular days, do what needs to be done. And you walk into certain people, maybe groups of people, a couple of people. And for some mysterious reason, you will see their faces change, okay? They turn against you. They start shouting. They start insulting you. They start, throwing this shade your way. You don't even know what you've done in the first place. What really happens is that when you show up in front of these individuals, there is something that is irritating their demons, okay? Because I've told you guys, there are some people who have got heavy demonic influence in their lives. Some of them are aware, some of them are not aware, but they have got some kind of heavy demonic influence in their lives. And you showing up, it is like this big bright light that is shining into their souls and reflecting back their energy. And because of that, they feel like they don't want you around. They want you to go. So you can irritate people at work. You can irritate people in the street. Sometimes you may be traveling public means you see people just moving away, getting away from you and starting to argue with themselves, quarrel with themselves, and give you this very strange evil eye. So those are the things that show, one of the signs that shows you're a person who has got spiritual authority and divine protection. And on top of that, it is important to know when you show up in certain vicinities, it is like these people's demons can see your light. And on a very spiritual level, they actually know who you are. So is why you irritate these individuals when you come around. Not everybody, but there will be some people you come into contact with and you will notice they are extremely irritated about your presence. Sign number 2. You may notice that for some reason, people are very open. The people come to you and you don't really know anything about their lives. They have been going through stuff at home. Something happened with their relationship. Something is going on with their jobs and stuff like that. And you meet this person, this individual who all of a sudden, they start opening up to you. They are now telling you things, their deepest inner secrets. They are telling you what their boss did at the work. They are telling you what is going on in their relationship. They are telling you all their deepest inner secrets, the things that they don't even share with the people that are around them. On a spiritual level, this is like on a very unconscious level. They feel that they can open up to you. And there is some things you might know, or there could be some insights that you might help them with that will help them on their journey. So they feel they can trust you. Is why you meet some people and all of a sudden they just out of the blue open up their deepest, secrets and stuff like that. And they can just feel like they can tell you everything. They don't even know you. They have never met you. But they are free to tell you the things that are very deep into their soul. And they can open up these things to you. And in most cases, you might have a word or two. Just something to motivate them. An answer or two, things like that that can help them as well along their journey. So when you're a person who runs into people and they are ready to open up to you the things that they rarely share with anybody else, that means that you have got some form of spiritual authority. It is like walking into the manager's office or walking into the supervisor's office and you tell them the problems that you're facing at the work and you need some help with some things, maybe you need some equipment and stuff like that. It's the same thing. But this is happening more on a very spiritual level. Number 3, that you are a person with spiritual authority and some form of divine protection. Is when somewhere along your journey, people have been borrowing things. A person can come to your house and they'll say, listen, I need to take something from you. I need to borrow your machine, your lawnmower. I need to borrow something. So there's something they want from you. There's an item they want from you. Sometimes it can even be your own belongings. It could be the watch that you normally wear. It could be there are some shoes that you don't normally wear, and these people want to come and take these shoes for themselves. So people are coming to take things from you. You may actually give these things to them, or they may ask for them, or they may just borrow these things only for you to notice that they never return those things back to you. It can even sometimes be money. They may come and ask you for money. Maybe they are, dealing with some issues. They come and ask you, can you please lend me some money? And sometimes they are taking this money from you and they will disappear. They'll not even return that money. So what is really happening spiritually is that they feel that when they have something that belongs to you, in the Bible, there was a story of Jesus where people used to crawl when Jesus was walking around, and they used to crawl and they wanted to touch the cloth that Jesus was wearing because they believed if they just touched the cloth that he was wearing, they could get healed from certain illnesses or their problems could be sorted. So that is the same thing which happens to a person that has got spiritual, what do they call it? Spiritual authority and some form of divine protection. Where people are actually asking things from you, you give them or they borrow it or something like that. Even sometimes they can steal things from you. You may go to visit a friend, for example, and you look around and your sweater is missing. You look around and your socks is missing. You look around and your shirt is missing, and you don't even know where these things have gone. They have even stolen things from you. If those things kind of happen to you or have happened to you, then there's a very big chance you are a person with very powerful spiritual authority and divine protection around you. Okay? Sign number 4 that you are a person with spiritual authority and divine protection around you is when people don't really, on the contrary, where people may actually come around and want to be around you. You may also notice that people don't want you around. People don't want to sit around you. So maybe let's say, for example, you're out there, you're sitting somewhere in the park or something like that, and a person walks towards you, and there's an empty seat next to you. But for some mysterious reason, that person just diverts and goes and squeezes themselves somewhere else away from you. So you may sometimes even find yourself isolated in the crowd. You may be standing in a group of people, and for some mysterious reason, you find yourself the only one who is like separated. There's nobody around you. People are not sitting around you. Everybody is talking with everybody. Maybe it's a birthday party, maybe it's a wedding and stuff like that. But for some mysterious reason, nobody is sitting around you. Nobody's talking to you and stuff like that. You are just in the center, in the middle of the crowd, but you're still isolated when you're by yourself, on your own. It is just something to do with your energy. So people, they feel like, some people, not all people, some people may feel like they just don't want to be around your energy. It is something that shakes them up a little bit. They don't really know what it is. And because they don't know what it is, they don't even want to find out, because people are very afraid about the unknown. So that's why you sometimes see people don't want to sit around you, don't want to come to you, don't want to, they don't want to engage with you when you're out there doing your own things. They will always go around and do everything with everybody else apart from you. That is also one of the signs that you have got spiritual authority and divine protection around you. The other thing, which is also very common with some chosen people, is people, they don't want you to open your mouth. This is something that has been very common with the black sheep of the family. So if you've been a black sheep of the family, you have got these family meetings going on. Okay, people have gathered, and there's supposed to be something discussed in that meeting. And then you notice that everybody else will speak. The ones actually who don't even know what they're talking about, they are going to be given the chance to speak. And if it's your turn to speak, it feels like everybody is going to grab the mic away from you. So they don't want you to speak. Because you see, a person with spiritual authority and divine protection, they kind of have this tongue. It's like a tongue with a double-edged sword. And the moment they give them the chance to speak, they are going to go straight to the point, and they are going to exactly say it as it is. So in other words, you are a messenger of truth. And there is people around you who don't want to hear your truth. They don't have anything to do with that. They don't have any business with your truth. So you don't even expect in any form of meeting that you're going to be given a chance to speak. Not all cases, but some cases you will see where people don't want you to speak. Because the moment you open your mouth, it's like you are going to be addressing their really, really detailed personal problems. And there is some things they just prefer to stay hidden. They don't want anybody to talk about them. And on a very spiritual level, they feel when we give that person a chance to speak, they are exactly going to say it as it is. And they don't want anything to do with that. Okay? This is something which is very common with the black sheep. So if you're the black sheep, I'm very sure that you understand what I'm saying. And then another one is a person with spiritual authority and divine protection is a person who has got some form of spiritual abilities. Okay, this can be psychic abilities. This can also be very intuitive abilities. So they can be highly intuitive. They just happen to know things. So you may be a person who sometimes people run to, and they're asking you, how did you know this? How did you know that? How did you know this, and how did you know that? And for some mysterious reason, you don't even live with these people. But you talk about things and it feels like you live in their house. You can talk about things and it feels like you know everything about their life, even sometimes without knowing these people. But there is things you can predict. You may sometimes tell somebody, this is the way to go, don't try to use this route, or things like that. And for some mysterious reason, they may not have believed you, only to find out that actually your warnings were accurate, or the things that you told them were very accurate. And sometimes it's too scary accurate. So you are some form of a psychic, okay? You have got a very strong spirit of discernment. With spiritual authority also comes divine protection, and at the same time, it also opens you up to these spiritual abilities, where psychic abilities and intuition abilities, intuitive abilities will be a part of the process. And these things, or I could say gifts, will continue to manifest in your life. Usually they could have been manifesting at a very small subliminal level, but when you have awakened, activated, then these are going to actually manifest on at a much more larger scale. So if you're a person who believes you have got very strong discernment, you can see situations, you can see things, you can hear things, you can dream about things, you have visions, you can see all these things, and you can even predict certain events before they happen, then that means that you are a person with very spiritual, highly spiritual authority and divine protection around you. Okay, so these gifts are there to help you maneuver life on this 3D. Okay, another one which is also very common is you live in this place. It could be a job place, and I think I've done a whole video on this. It could be a place where you work, it could be a place where you stay, it could be just a relationship, it could be your school. And while he was there, everything was okay. Things was normal, everybody was thriving and things was going okay. And then for some mysterious reason, something happened. You could have been disrespected in that particular place. And it was like, okay, you have invested a lot of energy in that area and you have decided to choose to walk away. So the moment you walk away from that vicinity is when you start to see all these strange, weird things happening to people. And sometimes they could even be bad things. So that means that when you was with those individuals was also became a part of that protection because you was in that place. So they was also protected at the same time. But if it has happened in a sense where people have actually disrespected you and you may sometimes have walked away, then also things are going to start happening around that place. So the whole place will shake up because your energy is gone with you. When you walked away, you walked out of the door, you also walked away with your energy. And there is very weird, strange things starting to happen. Sometimes you might hear about those things, okay, about the things that are happening to the people that used to be around you back in the days. Even that you wasn't aware of it, you're now starting to wonder, why is it that the moment I walked away or you walked away, there is very strange things that started to happen to them and nobody even understands why. That is because when you actually walked out of the vicinity, you are being guided to leave that place because your angels, your guides, your ancestors have been showing you the way out. That place wasn't for you, okay? You wasn't in vibrational alignment with that particular place. So you had to leave. But when you left, you also left with your power. You left with your spiritual protection. And those individuals you've left behind, they are left hanging, okay? They don't have anything to protect them. They don't have any more access to your energy. So some very strange things and bad things may even sometimes happen to those particular individuals. The last one, sign that you are a person with spiritual authority and divine protection, is when you are a person who may every now and then be targeted. You may be a targeted individual. Now, when I'm talking about targeted individuals, this targeting is nothing to be worried about. Okay, so these are demons that are just trying to use some people to monitor you. Where is it going? What are they doing? Something like that. You may see them flooding your social media, secretly spying on you, things like that, checking what you're doing and stuff like that. So you might also sometimes see very strange, unusual activity around your house. You are opening the doors. Sometimes there is strange vehicles moving around your area, some weird people peeping in your garden and stuff like that. Now, what is really happening spiritually is that there is some individuals who are being used by the devil, by the enemy, to keep track of your movements. Because on your, or I could say at your vibration, they do not know what is going to happen next, what you're going to say next, what you're going to do next. and they cannot tap into your frequency. It's a very high frequency, and they are unable to tap into your frequency. These low vibrational individuals or entities, I could say. So what they do now, there is some people who is going to be coming around when they know and he lives there. They started to move around, spy on you and stuff like that. So what really happens with this gang stalking is the aim of these gang stalkers is to keep you at a certain vibration. Because you see, when you are at a certain vibration, then they can break through your aura. And they want you to keep you at a state of fear so that you're worried about. And because these people know that fear is a very low frequency. So they want you to abandon your projects, your moves and stuff like that. So, like I've said, these people sense something about you. They do not understand what it is. It is very frightening and scary for them. So they need to find out more. This brings about, or I could say leads to, a very unhealthy obsession about you, where also gang stalking is going to come in. So sometimes a lot of people who are chosen and they've got this kind of protection around them, they tend to experience very strange and unusual behavior around them from people that you may term as gang stalkers. So they do what they can to try to stop you, block you, and stare, things like that. But most of the time it doesn't work, because you see, when you're a messenger of truth, it is usually not going to be received very well from some of the people around you. They don't want to hear anything about you. They don't want the things that you do. They are very irritated about your energy. So that's what also causes the gang stalkers. So you recognize also, that's what I said, gang stalking, unusual, strange activity happening around you. They are trying to keep you and put you in a low frequency so that they can drive you off of your path, okay? Because they are very scared about who you are on a spiritual level. So those are the signs I can think about, that you are a person that is having or has spiritual authority and divine protection around you. In other words, you are the chosen one. If any of those signs resonates, let us know in the comment section below. You guys do know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You may donate or support to my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's the most signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.